again, I'm Brian from Apex Detail. When it comes to Polish Angel and the Polish Angel line, there seems to be more questions than answers, and there's a lot of gray area. So before we take a look at high gloss from Polish Angel, which is well, it can be used many ways. We're going to go over all of that, but let's talk about the Polish Angel line itself. It's advertised as a coating. Their Viking, their Cosmic V2, and a lot of their spray sealants. But to me, they are more like sealants on steroids. You have your traditional polymer sealants that'll last on an average 4 to 6 months, sometimes longer. And then your professional coatings, which last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, longer. And these fall somewhere in between and bridge the gap between those two classes. And they do a fantastic job. They are very pricey, and I can only really recommend them for enthusiasts such as myself. I have them. I have a high percentage of the products. However, I just keep them sort of on the shelf in my garage or in the trunk of my cars. I only have one of mine professionally coated, IGL Kenzo. It's a 5-year coating. It's the daily driver. It's the one I drive here to the shop every day, so I don't have to worry about it. Self-cleaning properties, all that jazz. You know about those. But when it comes to the other cars, I actually love working on them. I love getting hands-on. So I don't want a ceramic coating that you don't have to do anything to. But I also don't want to have no protection and have to apply a wax or a sealant every week or month or 3 months. So these are perfect for me. I get to do the Cosmic V2 or the Viking coat, Viking Shield, every 10, 12 months. And then every 6 months, I'll go with the Viking or Cosmic Spritz. Those are the toppers and the maintenance products. And then in between those treatments, high gloss. What's the difference between this and the Viking or Cosmic Spritz? This bumps up the level of titanium, the amount of titanium in the product, and in return lowers the SiO2. So if you're looking for longevity, you're going to go with the Viking or Cosmic Spritz, and those have higher S2. You're looking for durability with those products. With this is excellent to apply right before a show. Those days when you want just a real bump in gloss and not worried about durability. This here is extremely easy to use as well, and I'll show you that. Now, the difference between Viking Coat, Cosmic V2. Cosmic V2 has a longer curing time, 12 hours or so. Viking Coat, 3 hours. So the difference there is differences in SiO2 and titania concentration. When it comes to Cosmic Spritz, Viking Spritz, they're pretty much the same. Very small differences between the two, just a bump up in titanium. When it comes to this one, then again, a huge bump up in titanium and then a loss in SiO2. So I hope that straightens out some of those products. If you do have any questions on those, you can get a hold of me personally, email me, text me, or whatever, and I'll go over them with you if you have the line. But without further ado, let's get to it and take a look at the Polish Angel High Gloss. Polish Angel High Gloss, $70 for 200 milliliters. Seems a bit pricey, but a little bit does go a long way. These are handmade, and they're made to order. They are sealed with a stamp. They're time stamped, and they won't sit around long. They don't have a long shelf life. They're made to order, and they're sent out to you as quickly as possible. Today, we're working on a Range Rover autobiography, and this has been coated. It's been washed with an SiO2 waterless wash. And we're going to put the cherry on top by using this, the Polish Angel High Gloss. Very easy to use. I'm going to use it in this particular setting as a quick detailer. To get started with a dry microfiber applicator, 3 or 4 spritzes just to get it damp, just to get it primed, and then start your first panel. After that, 1 little spritz, 2 at most if it's a larger panel, and you can massage it into the area. You can also put it right onto the panel, spray it right onto the panel. I think that's wasteful, so I go right into a microfiber applicator. You can also spray it right onto the panel and use a microfiber, massage it in and dry it off, fold it into fours, keep flipping it over. Very simple to put on. There's not much to it. It can be used as a quick detailer this way. This car, as you can see, the close-up, just to show you how easy it is to put on and remove. This can be layered. You don't have to be quite as methodical putting it on. I like to take my time and make sure it has an even coat on each panel. I like to make sure my customer's car have a nice, even, thorough layer of protection. This as, again, the cherry on top, the topper, the sacrificial layer to their expensive coating. So I'm going to take my time, and I can still get around the car in just 15 minutes. So you don't have to be quite as methodical and get around the car in 10 minutes or so. No big deal at all. You could just, this gives you an idea right here how fast you can get around this four-door SUV. Besides using it as a quick detailer, it can be used as a drying aid. It is fantastic and effective as a drying aid. Can be used on coated cars for maintenance and as a sacrificial layer. Can be used as a standalone product. By itself, it will protect for 4 to 6 months, in my area anyway. The high gloss here can be used on absolutely any coating, or on its own. If you're using it within the Polish Angel line, it's great for on top of Viking and Cosmic Spritz. Viking and Cosmic Spritz are the maintenance products for the Viking coat and Cosmic V2 second version coating. And then just use this as a maintenance in between those, the Cosmic V2 Spritz and the Viking Spritz. Where can this be used? Well, keep this to the exterior of the car, unless you have an interior that is trimmed out with black piano finish. Incredible to top that, those areas with the high gloss. Other than that, your painted surfaces on the outside, door jambs, whatever painted surface you come across, glass, it's okay if it gets on plastic trim, it will not stain. You can put it on headlights, taillights, wheels, calipers. Can you go just one panel at a time? Apply the product, quickly wipe it off? Absolutely. You'll get more out of the product if you do half the car in the front or half the car in the back, and then go back to where you started. It'll be hazed over. It'll be even easier to remove than if you do it one panel at a time, and you might even get a little bit more out of the product. Does seem to bond with the surface if you do it that way, and makes it feel a little slicker as well. When you're finished, sit back, relax, enjoy the results. You're going to love them. All right, let's get to the test panel and break this down. You can see the test panel we have here, no protection whatsoever, some sheeting, and we'll mask off an area, we'll apply the product, and we'll go from there. I believe I have the shop light positioned in the perfect area so you can get an idea of how quick and easy this stuff is to apply and remove. It will not give you a hard time. This one here, I do recommend. Out of direct sunlight and a nice cool panel does also help. That would be the second drawback. Although I really enjoy the product, it's not perfect. The price is high for 200 milliliters, and you do have to be in a controlled environment, low temperatures, out of direct sunlight. But when you are, you can see right here how easy it is to use and the results that you'll get from it. All right, so after a few negatives and drawbacks from the product, which I'll share with you when there are some, it's my personal experience from using the product, we'll grab the gloss meter, and you can see we're finally into the low 90s after topping out to high to mid 80s the last couple of videos and products. So this will give you some of the best gloss out there when it comes to being a detailer or drying aid or a maintenance product. But to get back to the positives and negatives, this is my personal experience. I love to order, wait for that FedEx truck or the UPS truck to pull up, the anticipation of the unboxing and the using of the products. I love it just as much as you guys do. So you're always going to get the feedback and my experience from using these products. Sponsors, paid commercials, and commercials are really all they are. A little bit of entertainment. Can't take it for much more than that because you're not going to get a negative comment. You're going to see application, and that's about it. I did want to show you here, if you use forced air to dry your car, just how quick it is and effective. And this product really helps with that. Just a quick tease here before we end the video of its chemical resistance. I don't want to go crazy because I do want to put it up against something else on the same panel. But this is the brine solution. This is sodium, calcium, magnesium, chloride. This is brine in my area. What they put down on the roads to pre-treat it. Strong. If you're working on a car that has this and you don't have nitrile gloves, burns the H out of your hands. But look how this is rejecting it, right off the bat. Now, repeated use, yeah, of course. After a couple months, it's going to break it down. But, right off the bat, this does a fantastic job just saying no to it. We're going to combine that and let it sit with a high pH cleaner. This is 11 on the pH scale. And together, you'd think they would do quite some damage if you let it sit for a while. But we're going to rinse, and I'm not even going to have to use CarPro Reset to clean off any type of residue. You're going to see it's the protection is there, full blast. For the final thoughts segment of the video, let's go over the positives and negatives. And we'll cover the negatives first because, hey, for 200 milliliters, this is 70 bucks. So they're quite pricey. But once you have them and you start working with them, you understand the price really is water under the bridge because of how long these last, these small containers. A little bit goes a long way, and I can't stress that enough. You start using a lot of the product, you're going to have streaking. It's going to get a little bit harder to work with. Just each panel gets 1 spritz, maybe 2 spritzes, and you're good to go. Another negative, if you buy some like the Cosmic V2 or the Viking, it can only sit and have a shelf life of about 10 months or so before it'll harden inside the container, and then it's done, it's shot. You got to throw it away. So it's sort of a give and take. The high price, you get a high quality product and you get a lot that goes with it. So if you're going to buy them, make sure you have 2, 3, 4 cars to use the products on and use them up. Storage, you put them in storage, you might as well say goodbye to it. Their looks are incredible with the high levels of SiO2 mixed with their polymers, which I don't really know exactly what they are, something we won't be able to find out. And the high level of titanium, one of the most reflective and toughest elements on the planet. You put all that together and it gives you some of the best look out there, and that's why I keep those in the trunk of my car or on the shelf in my garage. They're incredible. Easy to work with, incredibly fast to apply and remove with no effort whatsoever. If you have any questions on any of them, again, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. Brian from Apex Detail. I'll catch you in the next video.